Hey everyone, it's Jen. Today I'm making Mojo bags, and these will be for enhancing your psychic abilities. They will also help you connect with your ancestors and then your divine team, which is angels, ascended masters, um, your spirit guides, and your ancestors. There's also the universe, divine source. It'll help you connect with that. I feel like the more you connect with those things, the more your abilities connect. So I wrote different words on here, and it was just kind of random and whatever came to me at the moment, like intuitively. So I'm going to fold these in a strip toward me, bringing something in, bringing in psychic abilities. And I'm just going to fold that over twice. Make that 3 times. 3 is, very witchy number. And I'm going to put that in the middle of each of these pieces of cloth. Hopefully my camera got cleared out enough for me to record this, or my phone. I'm recording on my phone. I feel like that's the best camera I have. And so I had to clear out some of the data because there was stuff in there from forever ago. So hopefully it'll hold out long enough for me to record this. If not, then it's going to be in pieces and I'll have to edit it. And that would suck, but I could do it. I'm just going to take a little bit more time, and this would have been posted a lot bit sooner if that happened. Anyway, these get folded toward me 3 times. Okay, and I'm just kind of doing that intuitively. And then I have arrowroot powder. Arrowroot is used a lot in magic. It's the base of most of your magical powers. It's a thickener, so I've used it in making prints from, they call it eco printing, so it helps gelatinize it or whatever. But it's good for attracting luck, aids in gambling, it's good in clairvoyance energy, so I'm just going to put a little in here randomly. Well, that one got a lot. Apparently that one needed a lot. And when I do workings like this, I just do them intuitively. I don't follow a recipe. This is my own thing I'm putting together. There's no recipe. I'm gonna gather all the herbs and leave them over here and write everything down, and then I'll post my little magical recipe, I guess you could say, with this. Sorry, I just bumped the camera. Okay, next on my list, so colors that would be good to use. This is just scrap fabric that I picked up at the thrift store. It was like one of 3 table runners that were sewn together, so I brought home and washed it. And purple is a good color for the Mojo bag. Other colors that would be good to use are blue, silver, and gray, and white. I wrote all this down the day before I was doing my research. And then I put the words in here, of course, and then I'm just gonna put my energy into it, stating what my intention is for it. Okay, so next I'm gonna start with this right here. Actually, I'm gonna add some sage smudge spray, just like intuitively guided. And this is from Two Poppies Apothecary. It's in Hamilton, Montana, and they have a lot of cool things. As far as that goes, they have like a other sprays, so like Palo Santo spray. I also have a Clarity Third Eye spray that I'm going to spray in here. Alright. And then I have Kinnikinnick. So Kinnikinnick is, it's linked to the native, so they used a lot in ancestral magic. That's what I've come up with. In this, I just picked in the backyard, and it's not all the way dry, but that's okay. I'm just going to pinch off a couple leaves for each bag here. So it both connects with the ancestors and your intuitive abilities. So I thought, what more perfect plant? Just gonna use as much as I feel like needs to be in there. Ooh. All right. And then I grabbed moss because a lot of us, well, I believe like all human beings are intuitive. Okay, some of us, our intuition is different than everybody else's, and sometimes it needs to enhance. But usually, when we are children, we go through some trauma because of our intuitive abilities. It scares us, we shut it off, or the parents aren't really accepting of it, so we kind of put a damper on our belief in our intuitive abilities, and therefore it gets blocked. The more you believe in your abilities, the more they come forth. Anyway, this is moss regeneration, because moss will dry up like this, all brittle, and then the minute it gets back in the rain, it's alive and lush again. So regeneration, used for the regeneration of psychic abilities and enhancing the abilities you have, or bringing forth abilities that you once had and wish to have in your life again. Okay, and I'm just saying the words, and that's putting my intention in. I have here calendula. I got this little bag, well, it's kind of a big bag of calendula at my local, it's kind of like an apothecary shop, but it's also like a metaphysical shop. It's called Between the Worlds here in Hamilton, Montana. It's kind of an amazing place, I gotta tell you. The energy is beautiful there. And I'm just kind of using my intuition. I get different sensations when I'm being in tune, like between my shoulder blades. They like really tingle and sometimes burn. So I feel that energy just come up when I do stuff like this. Like my intuition's just gonna guide me. And sometimes when I do these things, I'll research different herbs and I'll have my list going on, and then I'll be like, poof, I need this thing. Like I just did that. So I'm adding orris root powder to this as well. But I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but I was sitting here and I'm like, I need one more thing, and orris root came in my mind. Now this is fresh. I mean, it's dried, but it's like, it's not old. Fresh smell is strong. There is this goldenrod that I dried. I picked it in the backyard. I'm keep kicking the camera, I'm sorry. But the goldenrod is good for divination. So put this in your pocket to enhance your abilities while doing oracle card readings. So I'm just going to pinch out some of the goldenrod flower. And these bags might get a little full, but that's okay. I got enough fabric here to work it. I need a drink. I'm a little thirsty here. Okay. I'm going to add some lavender. It's from my garden. Not just the lavender heads. Lavender is very linked to dreams and hypnosis. But I feel like with psychic abilities, some of us have abilities to where we are psychic in a sense of dreams, our prophetic dreams or precognitive dreams. So I thought it very fitting to put lavender in here when I was out in my garden earlier. I just wanted to grab it. It needed to be in here. I didn't want to leave it out. For some reason I lost a piece. That's alright, I'll just move it over. I just want to make sure everyone gets some lavender. Smell. Okay, and then I also grabbed glitter. Now, I'm an artist, a crafter. I like glitter, but glitter is sparkle. So sparking your intuitive abilities. I also use glitter and like self-love Mojo bags. Speaking of, I'm giving away 5 of these Mojo bags, and I do have one left over. There's some like string in there. I have one left over that's a self-love Mojo bag. These will be psychic ability Mojo bags. Anyway, I'm going to pull some of this glitter in each one for the energy of sparking one's psychic abilities. Bringing forth that which might have once been there. Okay, apparently I like lots of glitter. What else do I have here? I have hyssop. I grew hyssop in my garden. I have it all written down right here. HiSip is good for psychic development and growth. So it's not only going to help you like enhance your abilities and develop your abilities, but it will help you grow, I feel like, your connection, like your enlightenment as far as that goes. And when I work with herbs, sometimes they speak to me. They say they're for this, they say they're for that. I'm not really that they talk to me, but I get the intuitive sense that it's for something. Like the orris root I grabbed earlier, just intuitively, turns out it's for psychic abilities. What do you know? All right, I also have some powder here, and this is made from a company that I don't think makes these kind of things anymore. The Pretty Witch. I bought it a few years ago, but this one's a meditation powder. Meditation really helps enhance one's psychic abilities. So I feel like if you meditate with this Mojo bag, it's really going to help you tap in to Source, which is going to guide you. The divine God, goddess, whatever it may be that you're seeking. Okay. All right. I also have from my garden, this is holy basil or tulsi, and it's dried up. Holy basil is used for psychic development as well. So I figured I got it and might as well use it. And I was just sitting in a basket on a dresser. Just make sure it gets some. And then when you do this and these herbs are like freshly dried from the garden, oh my god, the smell is, it's so good. I can't explain to you. I would definitely recommend growing magical herbs. That's what I did this year. Magical and metaphysical ones. Magical and medicinal ones. Okay, and then I brought some oil. I don't think she's currently in business. I haven't seen her doing anything on Etsy in a while, but she makes great oils. I'm going to be working on my own oil blends here soon. I did put 5 drops of my success oil on here because the success of the Mojo bag. And so I just dab it on each corner and a drop in the middle. Now, when you get a Mojo bag, if you win one of these, you're going to want to feed it, okay? That's the word they use. You're going to want to re-energize it or recharge it. I would say once every month to 3 months, which the best, easiest way, you can run it through some sage smoke. You can just put a few drops of an essential oil that's your favorite, or like an oil that is made specifically for enhancing one's psychic ability, adding that to this. That feeds the energy and keeps it continuously going and growing. Okay, I have cedar, or juniper it is also called. That's very good for enhancing psychic abilities, as well as connecting with ancestors. And when I say ancestors, it could be like your blood ancestors, but it could also be like other witches that came before. I always include them in my ancestral group. I think I was one of the witches from before. I think I've lived many lifetimes. But one I'm quite tapped into. All right. And that was juniper, helping connect one to divine source, helping one tap into their ancestral team. Okay. So, agrimony here is good for psychic protection. So I'm going to add some of that. That way when you're doing your psychic works and you're opening your mind, you are protected. And that's going to, I feel like some people out there really like to drain energy of those who are intuitive like that. I don't know why. We just have draining energy, maybe. Okay. What else do I have here? Hibiscus. So hibiscus is for psychic growth. And it's a flower. As you know, the hibiscus is very much used in tea, like psychic tea blends. Tea blends link to lucid dreaming, stuff like that. It's another thing I want to do in the future is make my own tea blends. I have lots of ideas, but not a lot of time to do things as I work right now. I feel like if I had the savings, I'd probably be just adding my own business here. Okay, Damiana. Damiana is, I wrote it down, psychic development, and I just felt like it was one of those things I felt needed to be added. The more herbs you use, of course, the more energy that is added. Just make sure if you're using a ton of them that you cut a bigger piece of cloth. These are about 6 by 6 inches. They're rough. They're not perfect at all, and that's totally okay. Okay. So these are bay leaves. Bay leaves, of course, linked to victory, but bay leaves are also very much enhance your psychic abilities. I need more. Okay. Now, what else do I have in here? Of course, there are other herbs you can use. There are other crystals and things you can use. It doesn't have to be exactly what I'm using. Use what you have. So I have moonstone here, rainbow moonstone. It's a very, very psychic connectedness, and I really liked the idea of throwing a few moonstone chips. And these all are, some of them are flashy, some of them have that blue flash. So I'm putting 3 or 4 of each, sometimes 5 depending on the size. So I'm kind of going by size more than counting, because some of them are tiny chips, some of them are huge chips. So I feel like that needed a little bit more. Okay. And then I have lapis lazuli, which is also very linked to enhancing one's psychic ability. I wonder if that's like, you know, ancient Egypt, they were very into that sort of thing. And I wonder if that's why they used so much lapis. These are big chunks. I'm thinking 2 or 3 of these, depending on the size. This one's getting 4 because they're small. Okay. And then I have some amethyst, but they're like little clusters, or like they're little, kind of like a rust. So they're getting 1 of each. Each Mojo bag gets a amethyst. Amethyst is also tied to dreams, dream energy, like enhancing one's like visual. I believe my sister came to me in a dream. My sister that is deceased, unfortunately, she came to me in my dream when I was having some scary dreams about some scary ghost that was messing with me, and she came to me in a dream not long ago, and she just gave me this huge hug. So I strongly feel like I connect with my ancestors through dreams. I'm using Go-To Cola. Go-To Cola is for psychic development and growth. And like, you don't have to use all these herbs or this many herbs. You can just use a few different things. I'm just using what I have, and I have a lot of herbs. I'm very much into herbal magic. I want to make herbal teas. I'm learning about herbalism as well. This is mugwort, and mugwort is like a sleeping herb. They use it in lucid dreaming teas. It is with the cedar juniper I put in earlier. It links to the ancestors, so like you can call on your ancestral team. Okay. All right, and then I grabbed some frankincense. I don't know why I grabbed it. I just grabbed it. I feel like it has to do with tradition. You know, they burn frankincense in churches because it's good vibes, you know? So I feel like it needed to be in here, so I grabbed some. And these are pretty big chunks of resin. So I'm just going to add one piece in each. I just threw a piece on the floor. Or two if they were smaller, or three. And it's kind of cool because you can see how they drop out of that tree. We have pine trees in the back that have sap dripping off of them like that, and I'm just waiting for it to harden. Such an amazing smell. I don't know if that's because I was raised Catholic when I was young and that brings back memories or what. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, and lastly, I have star anise or star anise. And I wrote it down on here. I swear. Okay. That's weird. I swear I wrote it on this list of herbs and stuff, but I'm really not seeing it, so that's weird. But I felt like it needed to be in there. It does have like psychic energy. And I feel like I'm using more of my intuitive energy with herbs. Our ancestors, people that came before us, those who were witches in another life, or, you know, and those that were our ancestrals, like other witches that came before us, that's what they did. They put an herb in their hand. You have chakras in your body, you have chakras in your feet, you have chakras above you, you have chakras in your hands, and they link to your intuitive, your third chakras, wholly intuitive. So they put an herb in their hand and they just meditate on that herb and find out its energy. And I feel like herbs are speaking to me more and more. I don't know what it is. I wish you can smell this star anise. I got it at Between the Worlds in Hamilton, Montana, not far from where I live. But it's so fresh. I mean, it's like dried, but it's so fresh. You can see the seeds in there. The seeds are still in there, and that's probably why. And I feel like I want to pluck the seeds out of here and try and plant this. I don't know what it looks like when it grows. I just know what it looks like when it's dried. So I might do that next year. Anyway, that's the bottom of my box. And just making sure I got everything in here. I think the only thing I haven't put in there is orris root. And this is the one that was like really divinely guided to me. And star anise, it must have been guided to me as well, because I swear it was on the list. I was seeing things, and sometimes I see things and I swear they're all intuitive. They're not really there. Alright, so that's the contents of the Mojo bag. And I have some, like, what is it called? Embroidery thread here. And it's like